Welcome back, awesome action toy fans and subscribers. It is once again Archecore time. This time, it is the Mithril Hawk standard type Arche-Knight squad, the first Knight squad we've had from Archecore. So, wow, look at the size of that lance. That is ridiculous. That's the size of three of them put together pretty much. That's huge. So I'm expecting more melee weapons. A nice mace there, great for fantasy as well. No other real pictures, just tells us their spec there. Okay, content on this side here. We can see some bits and bobs there. It does look pretty cool. I was expecting maybe a sword. There's a gun, it looks like. But we'll see more when we open up. Does look good. It does have the bases there as well. Okay, so let me open up this bad boy. We'll take a look at the bio and then we'll get into it from there. So back in an instant. Okay, here they are, and they look fantastic. What I thought was a lance is actually a massive halberd. But before we look at those in detail, let's have a look at the bio, the info about them. So I'll hold it nicely here. If you want to pause, you can pause and you can read it. Okay, so look at accessories first. Like a lot of the other Archecore sets, they come with the little belt which I'll put on. There's 2 clips for weapons or grenades. They do come with 6 grenades, and then a little holder for the little hip flask here because you want to be warm with your whiskey on a battlefield, whatever fluid is in there. I have no idea. They also come with 3 back pegged weapons holders. I've gotten 2 of them because this guy in the middle has got a cloak, and the cloak doesn't support having that, and 2 shields with handles that do turn around like this. Very, very nice. I like this a lot. And then the usual set of how many hands is it? I think they come with 6 additional pairs of hands each. Little pegs, and also there are C pegs or C hooks, the little C there for clipping things on as well. So weapons, if we take a look from left to right. First guy has a machine gun. I like the machine gun, but it's not really made for holding well. Really, I should do it is hold it the way around, because that sort of barrel on the inside there gets in the way of him holding it with the little with his little hand there. But it does look pretty good, and again, it's got indented as opposed to a drill barrel, but it does have a nice articulated bipod there, which is good. He's got a grenade on his back and the Panzerfaust, is that what it's called? There, clipped into a little backpack, and he's a great looking figure. This one's got a fully exposed, not fully exposed, but an exposed face. You can see there. There's no inking on that, but inking on that would be quite difficult for you, but it would really make the details pop, and it has got a good sculpt on the nose and mouth. These guys do have a matching armor, as far as I can see, which is fine, just the heads are different. Having that silver as well just really makes them pop. And these guys will be fantastic for fantasy too. They don't have to be just sci-fi or sci-fi fantasy or space opera or whatever. Okay, this is the halberd. That is just ridiculous. Look at the size of that. That could work in fantasy if you want to shave off the little, I guess, gun attachment. Does it shoot anything? Maybe there's a little gun there or something. And the little wire could work for fantasy. I mean, it's about 3 lengths of them. This guy's got a different head. It's got a visor up. Still can see his face. And he's got the cloak, and the cloak is articulated as well. So it's great for posing. We'll look at that in a moment. I'll take his Halberd out. We'll measure that in a second. The last guy's got a shield, different pattern to the first one. He's got what I call the mace. It's really a morning star, which looks great. And again, grenade and a Panzerfaust on his back as well. And his face is completely enclosed in the armor there. Very cool figures. Out of all the ones so far, these are the ones I'll be tempted to army build the most, because not just sci-fi, they could work for fantasy too, to a degree. I mean, the legs are a bit too sci-fi, but they could work for fantasy a lot more than the other releases. Very, very nice. I wish there was more, 2 morning stars in there. Okay, let's have a measure of the halberd. Can I get a focus in here? God, I barely fit in the screen. Camera needs to up a touch for this. Okay, that's base the tip just about. In fact, let me zoom out just to make it easier. Right. Okay, there we go. So this is, what's that, 16.5 centimeters high. So if I just lay that down, that is 1, that is 2, that is about 3 men long. So that is a ridiculously large halberd. If I compare that to a 1/18 scale action figure, I use a fantasy, my kit bashed all Fortnite parts fantasy knight, who's 1/18 scale, and it still towers over him. And I found that would work quite well for him as a halberd, I think, too. Now I'm getting ideas. There are some Taobao sellers who sell the Archecore weapons separately. If I can find them selling this stuff, I'm going to get a few bits from it because I think they are great. Okay, so the figures are absolutely fantastic. They'll have exactly the same articulation as the other Archecore figures, which is really good. So no complaints on that. And I will show it. The nice thing about these guys is they have quite a different aesthetic. I'll show articulation on this guy because of his cloak. I mean, I've seen this cloak designed before on other figures from this range. The aesthetic is different because the silver, they've got these spiky bits on their shoes, which is nice. If you look at a standard Archecore or the more of original Archecore soldier, you can see that the aesthetic is quite different. Now let's get a bit of a focus going on. Okay, the chrome makes them pop. Those different heads really make them pop, and the different pauldrons again differentiate them nicely. Okay, so let's have a look at his articulation. We'll go with the cloak. So the cloak is on a peg. The peg is fixed, but this back part does move. The cloak does come out from all areas. You can move it around to the side from the side pieces, not the center piece. That's just up and down. So it has got a good articulation. The wind is blowing. Very nice. So these are like a butterfly joint here, which really helps. Now the cloak does impede his articulation a little, so I will pop it off now. It's just to pull off from the back. There we go. Now he's maybe the worst one to show because he probably has the least head articulation, but he can look left and right. There is not really a down, there's a slight up. And not really a side to side. Arms are all the way around. Shoulders are very stiff. He won't get high as the other Archecore because the pauldron's slightly bigger, but still over the flat. He has a good bicep bend, over 90 degrees. His wrists are on a little barbell, so they do go in every direction and they turn. The hands are very tight. His trunk, forwards, backwards. There's a side to side he can turn. Hips are particularly good on the side and the front. There is a hip twist, which is pretty good. Really tight knee bend for the bulk. There is a boot turn. There is a side-to-side pivot. There is a small tippy toe, and there's a small dorsiflexation. For these guys' size, the articulation is off the charts. They are fantastic. Again, if I was to army build any, and I'm tempted, just at the money and the space, and I've got no display anything because I'm in rented accommodation. I might be in rented accommodation for the next, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, who knows, because I'm living overseas. It's not the best to start displaying and getting too comfortable, then you find out you've got to move in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 1 month, whatever. This is a fantastic set. My favourite set so far from the soldiers. I think it's really, really good. In fact, I'd say, is it my favourite Archecore set? I do like the ones with like the stone boulder and whatnot as well, that we can make tanks and stuff from. But this I feel has got so much potential for for fantasy and sci-fi. I think they look absolutely fantastic. Let's get a little zoom in there and see if we can get a better focus going on. Very, very nice figures. I do recommend this set more than the others, I would say. Okay, so Automatched always saying, if you like this sort of content, please consider joining our Patreon, link in the top right of your screen, and do subscribe to this channel and smash that notification bell icon so you don't miss a new video when it's published. But if you're on Patreon, you'll see them early anyway. Okay, stay happy, keep collecting. Till the next time. Bye-bye.